Okay, we are live. Okay, I'm just going to record the audio for YouTube. So when I start channeling, I'll put myself on camera. Okay. How about?
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Just a little bit closer. Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah. There you go.
Modern technology.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that me doing that?
Should we try the other one? Try the other microphone. Maybe it'll be a little bit better. Hello, hello.
All right. How about now?
Yeah, Ivan, point this towards you like this, like a singer. Hey.
Okay. How about that? Okay.
There.
Oh, yeah, that's how you.
Yeah, see? Point it towards you. You're a singer.
I have
You're
that.
American
I
Idol.
have this.
Like American Idol.
Okay. It's hard. I'm channeling for 2015, so 8 years, going on 8 years. So I'll go into a little bit of my journey, and then I'll go into the channeling. So we'll go also to some galactic history, just to get, just going to go through a little, trying to figure out what the way to start is. There's different ways of starting it. I'm getting messages from the Palladians that are called bronze. We'll start there. So obviously there's a lot of galactic wars going on, obviously, physically. But galactic beings, the Palladians, and other beings for example, the Nordic beings, were involved with like sometimes starting wars for our ascension. One of them was World War II, and taking that karma with that, because as you can tell, society doesn't really move that fast. So sometimes you need a war to get things going. And technically, society is always at war anyway. But so World War II is very unusual, and there was a lot of Nordic beings. I'm just being guided to mention this. It's kind of a touchy subject, but Nordic beings didn't want the karma to be involved with that. So it's like, because when you're involved with it, you kind of help the war happen. Now, Holocaust obviously is not what they're intended. No, it's there are dark, tall, blonde Nordics involved in World War II with the Aryan race. So it kind of gives you an idea that there is something else going on. There's Atlantean energies also. So World War II is still a big deal. So some of us incarnate to do a job you don't really want to do, basically. Nobody else wants it. And then you incarnate again, kind of like live like a monk after World War II. You live like a monk, and you still kind of continue it in a different way. You say channeling is one way of doing it. There's other ways, but one of them is, of course, a lot of channeling groups have gotten very cultic. It's been a cult energy even during forever. It's really strong now. It's on the web. But anyway, so it gets kind of frustrating with channeling. But for my journey, I wasn't looking for it. In 2011, I had my awakening. I knew a friend that do a tarot card reader, but she also did a past life regression, things like that. So long story short, after I did that, I started seeing spirit guides, and some of those guides had to clear out after a while, but either way, I started seeing them. But I wasn't really told how to protect myself. Like, what do I do with this? I can read people's energy to a certain level. I wasn't very, tarot cards not into all that. I had bad experiences with that. So I just used my intuition basically. But I wasn't worried how to protect myself, so I just shut down. So back in 2014, this is kind of a big deal. Maybe it was 2013, maybe it was 2013. I got energy from God to tell me to do this professionally. I do spirit work, like become a psychic 4 times, like it's like your Bible moment, your Moses moment. They say have a being come and talk to you. It was kind of like that. It was very quick. We knew it was a guide It's like, okay, I'll figure this out. So I went online, I found a meetup group. Just happened to find the right meetup group. You can find a lot of bad ones. This was ran by Native Americans, and it was really helpful. It had a circle, and basically so I can read energy, and that became part of it. And it just became more. I can protect myself, not that you taught us how to protect yourself, but at least be more confident about it. Well, not really. I learned that later. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Either way, I was getting all kinds of crazy stuff with some people. So, like, I was doing a reading for somebody. Sometimes I get like, they'll meet somebody and they'll meet somebody. Not too long after, this thing is crazy, and they'll meet somebody, and I forget that. I mean, sometimes a bunch of this before. It's funny, when I got my heat on was an older couple. It's not a bunch of this. It's like, I guess I'm not too sure. This is from the Native American I was teaching this. But anyway, during the circle is this old couple and they had grandkids. And I picked up like the grandchildren were teaching the parents. And the grandparents was not happy with that. I mean, let's say in a nice way that these are old souls, help you, whatever, I forget what the whole story was. But they weren't having complained about that. They just weren't having it. So there's a lot of growth there. So there's a lot of, even with the groups, with the spiritual groups, as you can tell, there's a lot of drama with it also. So I kind of shut down, not because of that, because of other things, pulled away from it for 6 months. And then at work, just mind my own business, the message of Sedona Channeling came to mind. It's like a nobody. Even I asked my spiritual teacher about aliens, even in this area. Actually comes from this area. Actually, that's fine. Actually, his Indian teacher can actually call in a ship. Most likely it's in this area. So, yeah, and my mentor, spiritual teacher, just wasn't happy. So I did ask about it, kind of not just, I take it as a matter. But anyway, when I read someone's channeling message, I looked up online, where am I? It's like, this makes more sense for me to go into that realm. And where's it going to go? I just started tapping into an alien energy, such as reptilian, like it's happened to anybody else's. Obviously, they weren't too happy about that. I would get kind of some smart remarks from them. It's like, am I hearing this? It's like, I think you're really smart and stuff like that. I feel like I wanted to sit in the back of my car. So it's like, I felt like I was getting somewhere with it. So, but when I was tapping into it, I wasn't sure what I was, like, am I getting this right? They told me like there was underground facilities in Iraq and all that. So like, what are you telling me? It's like, I can't prove this. So I figured if I bring someone through, maybe I can get a bit more, I don't know, it's a little bit different. Just, all right. And I wasn't really sure about that. So even that, I got like, the long story short, is like an energy from my guides, I can't do it. So I wasn't looking for any of this. It's sort of been, led to it. And so we did a small talk, only like 3 people showed up. And after that, I downloaded how to channel from online. I looked on YouTube, but I found out about Reptilian channeling on YouTube. But that was I'm just going about this, not knowing what I'm doing. And I walked through how to channel it, followed the latest steps. And slowly, she did the chakra clearing. She has to call in her guide, Orion. That does not work. Anyone tries to ask you to call in their guide to help you with that. So that doesn't work out very well. By calling in angels, can give them, if you have a field around you, so you have protection. So I called in the angels, I forgot who else, but my spirit guide, Ulysses, with a fire, because he's kind of messing with my timeline. He's kind of a bald, kind of bluish being. He has a lot of issues, obviously, but I knew him, and I can get him through, because he's kind of part of my energy. So she came through me, and he said, yeah, I wasn't listening to him very often, and we didn't really, But anyway, I knew he was talking through me, and I kicked him out. But once I got that through, I can bring in anyone. So I brought in the Zetas because I felt them around. It's like, it's an alien. And I felt them on their ship up above. I actually felt them walking around on their ship. My heart, my ground chakras went up. It was like for like 2 days. I also channeled the reptilian, my arm turned green. It was a look like it was green. Wasn't negative, just kind of intense energy. Channeled like the young reptilians, like they're like kids at school, at like alien school. Never heard from them ever again. Of course, I did another one of these types of get-togethers. Only 2 people showed up, but I put in there tall, blonde Nordic beings. Now, why I did that, I can't remember the whole story on that. Yeah, I can't remember it. It doesn't matter. But I was going to bring in the kid Arcturians, because one of the ladies that showed up asked about the Nordic beings. It's funny, I tried to call in the Arcturian wouldn't come through, but the Nordics came through. So that was cool. And then this is during my journey, and I shared, it was like a small conference, I was like 2 people was there. I shared it online, wasn't sure where that was going to go, and here we are. So that just led to this whole thing. I haven't been looking for any of it. So this whole thing's been just, like you can do it, and I did this, it's going on 8 years. Basically March 15th, 2015, so the heights of March. Basically that's kind of, so basically I have a way to go by. And also when I started doing channelings, I knew to put it online too. I just knew I had to do it, just because. And yeah, it was weird. It was just like, put myself out there, don't care, just do it. I channeled about the California fires. I channeled the AL, and something tampered with the video. So they said something they weren't supposed to say. It wasn't like a piece of it was cut out. I love that. So doing this is it's been on and off, and also so the Nordic beings have been part of they're just it's just they put themselves into situations that help us ascend. It's not always supposed to make a lot of sense, so just keep going, and we'll be directed when we have to be. There was one time I was going to be well, real quick, I was going to do a channeling. Like instead of just sitting in front of the computer all the time, I was trying to figure out. Well, that's right. I was going to go to a park and do a channeling there, because I run behind it. Throw you right out of it. So I was walking when one of the alien beings, Ishtar, it's like a blue plate, and it says, "Why don't you just walk in channel?" I said, "Of course." If nobody believes it, doesn't really matter. But it did bring in, so I did that for a while. So I went to Disney. I went to all kinds of places just to do something different. And you get the energies out of there. Obviously, it doesn't matter. That was the reason to go there, just to kind of push back what they were doing. And other places like that, of course, everything happened with in 2020. I knew I was going to come to an end anyway, but for this direction right now, it's just staying above water with all of this. All this pressures, all this kind of cold energy that's going on right now with the channeling groups. I mean, it's one called after the other these days. I try to keep it, just distance from all of this. So I don't like to channel a particular being. I have particular beings that, there's Ishtar, there's Novak, reptilian being, Ishtar, blue plated, this one get the idea for walking, channeling. Basically, you just kind of extend the energy and get a name. And that happened also with Sirius, with Redmond. Redmond has like a large head, Sirius. And yeah, they are kind of robotic a little bit. They're not always have to feel like, they don't feel like they have to, like teachers, they don't feel like they have to have all the funniest jokes. And of course, when Novak comes through, you can feel his, because he's reptilian, it's pretty much, that shows how much reptilian we have in ourselves. Because, you can really feel his emotions bringing through in a moment. But a lot of other things are very just kind of like teachers. They're not here to tell you jokes, they might, but I know that everyone, people are looking for entertainment, and it turns into it's not supposed to be. And so that's the frustrating part about it. It's like, if people really want to go heal within themselves, sort of, not they think they are, but they probably aren't, but that's okay. There's no judge on where things are going, just roll with it. We'll do. That's good. That's all right. Okay, we'll we'll just go to the challenge state. And, bring Noah back in, and bring Redmond also in. Which let's see if this goes through. Just set it down. Or maybe you want to have people actually, people that want to ask questions if they want to use the mic. If you want to do that, that's okay. This on the side. Okay. And good enough, I guess. All right. Yeah, whatever. Okay, all right, bring it in and we'll. Okay, so yeah, there's grounding that goes into it, protection, energies. I'm not gonna go into the whole process of that, but well, basically, when I go into that state, I can feel, I know who it is. Now, they don't have to convince anybody. Like people have crossed over. The people that have crossed over usually it's just energy now. They're not that person that they're here now. I know some people can connect to that. It's like, oh, what was your favorite purse color? What was your favorite shoes? Some people can do that. When they come through me, it's like they're already done with all that, and they'll tell you what they want to tell you. But a lot of people don't like that. You want you to like validate, and they will validate if they feel like it. But people are just very whatever. It's a lot of healing that goes into it. So it's trust and everything that goes into it. Let's see if I try to get this a little bit. Yeah, so I guess it's good enough. Okay. We'll just get a side. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to Novak, the reptilian being. Just kind of a smart ass being, but let's give him some time and we'll move on from there. Well, let's see how it goes. All right, blessings. Okay. Greetings, this is Novak. I wish I could show up here in the physical. But it would, well, in this group it should be alright, but most people would be a little terrifying. Even if a reptilian being, usually, yeah, we can still be kind of heavy in our frequency. We are who we are. We just carry a lot of energy, you can say. But our physicality can be, even if we're in the fourth dimension, we still have kind of physicality. We can appear here to physical. You can say we can control minds. Not that I'm doing that. I'm more of a malevolent or benevolent being. But I can connect to both energies, but usually it's a positive energy from based on just a neutral being. Let's put that more an observer. Let's put it that way. But with humans here are obviously trying to still figure themselves out. So basically, you're connecting more to your insides, your where you want to be, who you want to be. Basically, of course, we can't appear here physically. We're not allowed to. Humans are already going through enough. Yes, as many beings are manipulating society as it is and controlling the chakras. Basically, beings can shut down the chakras. Now, who's going to know that? Especially common sense chakra. There's a lot of those being shut down. Basically, they want people under their control. And these are beings that are selfish beings that yes, do channel through certain channelers to control others, or spiritual teachers, or priests, and on, even CEOs. Sometimes it's it all depends. There's a galactic war, yes, behind the scenes. You don't have to focus too much on that. Basically, it's focus on what you have to do here. Is just sort yourselves out, sort out the differences. Well, basically, yeah, becoming more open-minded, which some are doing it, some still have difficulty with, some have a lot of darkness, are still trying to figure out. So it's, and obviously many of you have had different incarnations of it, the more positive levels, and the dark. All of you have been through all of it. You might not remember it. You could be in more of the higher frequencies and forget all your lower vibrational memories, and so you come here to remember. So you wonder why you can handle this place. Well, basically, your incarnations are kind of like armor too. It's a knowledge. It's your Akashic record, so you can handle this time and future times. Doesn't mean you have to keep coming back here, but some of you feel like if you're going to come back here in 1,000 years, 100 years, whatever it is, you have to incarnate to build up the strength so you can handle it, and then leave for 100 years and come back later. Just to put that out there. Was there any questions? Anybody?
Is our DNA being modified currently?
Some are, not everybody.
What would be the purpose for the modification? How is that being carried out?
Well, some are getting upgrades, and some are getting downgrades. So downgrade. Well, sometimes people aren't really ready to connect to themselves. So some actually have to be slowed down because they can't handle what's happening on the world.
When you say they have to slow down, they can't handle what's happening in the world. What was the methodology for slowing down when you refer to that?
Well, you already see that, or at the mental capacity. Some get kind of slower in their thinking. So
Are they choosing to leave?
some do, yes. This is all agreed upon. Even the manipulations are agreed upon. Yes, it's like, yes, I know what's going to happen to me, but will my human self be able to figure it out? We're about to find out. So astrally, you do agree to all this, but your human self has to figure yourself out of this. Any questions?
Are we closer to the time where things will be revealed for the collective as a whole to be more awakened?
Oh, halfway, yes. Some are still trying to figure out what they're trying to figure all this out. As you know, it's a lot to handle. Well, some just want it just to become a better world, just like that. But they kind of bypass all the stuff that people are going through. They're not really looking at that. They just choose to look at it a different way, which is fine. But then they have to have their own awakening. Say that again.
How long have the reptilians been
Billions of years, forever. Well, they found us as a home, and they didn't want to go anywhere else. Then other beings came here and said you shouldn't be here, and we already made it as our home, and then beings are trying to kick us out. That's one way of looking at it.
What's going on with the weather right now? It seems like rolling thunder. Is there activity out south right now?
Some of that's government interference, yeah. Well, they have to make themselves known that, by the way, don't forget about us. I mean, they can do a light manipulation, but they just want to be, they want to feel like they're still in control.
Like a thunder snowstorm.
Yeah, government energies are just very paranoid. They're getting smaller and smaller, actually, from our point of view. Well, they will eventually be exposed. Eventually. It's not quite. There's some exposure here, never not enough. The alien energy is here for this world to be a disclosure. Probably there'll be more of just, online leaks to see where people are. Not the government leaks, but more just what people believe it or not. That's up to them. See, a lot of people aren't believing it, and that's fine. They're not quite ready. They're not really opening up their chakras in. They don't even understand their chakras. They don't understand a lot of things.
Would you mind repeating the questions when they ask them to you so people on your stream can hear the question as well before you answer the question, just for this particular situation? And
Yeah.
thanks, it'll help. And What is it that we should be working on tomorrow with the vortexes, with the collectives you're bringing?
Oh, they're just, just say hello to these there. There's a lot of elemental energies that kind of feel abandoned by humanity. I mean, they understand, but there's tree energies, there's, obviously elf beings and things of that kind that want to be remembered. Obviously, in the Grand Canyon, there's a lot of Egyptian energy there, obviously covered up for various different reasons. Well, you can say that there's a lot of some disclosure there, but they want to keep. It's basically Grand Canyon's kind of like a wrapper. There's a lot more going on the inside, but you're obviously not. You can connect to it with your third eye. You might say, is that real? Is like a city there and all of that? Probably.
Are you referring to the giants?
There are some around, yeah. Well, they don't show up because they know they're just scared that they'll scare people, obviously. But they can show up in the third eye. They can show their frequency. They can show up in dreams, things like that. And some can be aggressive. Then you really feel like they're there. But yeah, in the ancient times, definitely giants here. But you say they were taken out. It's because then they weren't part of the agenda.
So you stated that you feel you're a neutral being. Do you have awareness or connection to your own higher self?
Yes. Yeah, my higher self says don't interact with humans too much. Don't give them any ideas. So observer, so us as alien beings can go over, basically some of us can teleport throughout the world, wherever we feel like we're needed. Even help with the vibrations or just observe and report back to our mothership. Because we can't always interfere. Any questions? All right. There's another being that wants to come through. So. Greetings. This is Redmond. Blessings. The Sirius B, or the constellation of Sirius. Blessings. So yes, as alien energies, yes, we are not to interfere with human relations. Of course, many of you are part of our collective and incarnate here. A lot of times unwillingly, but yes, the massive numbers are increasing, of course. Because to bring humanity closer to the chakras of the earth. The earth has chakras, so humanity basically to link more in with the earth's chakras, so you can become more part of the planet's vibration. Many are doing that already. Yes, many are talking about the weather and different vibrations that you're feeling. So yes, these are earth people basically that are doing this. Elf people, you could say, or elemental people, Garthian people. And some of them are from galactic regions, but also as galactic beings incarnate through Agartha, through Mother Earth's frequency. So basically, incarnating through Agartha is basically you kind of absorb the energies of Mother Earth as an elf being, as a fairy being, whatever you choose. You can be there as long as you want to understand. It's like the tuning fork of the planet. And then you incarnate as a human, as a teacher, or whoever it is that you want, or just to have children, whatever you choose. Not everybody takes those roles. Many are sent here. There are reincarnation energies that happen basically where souls they're on one planet and they incarnate and all of a sudden they're on this planet. It's like this isn't their world. There's a lot of that happening here. So, if there's any questions, happy to assist.
Question.
Yes.
Is the soul trap still in place currently? The soul trap?
Yes, there's several. Yes. Now, some of them are taken down. Others are built in a day. But it doesn't mean that you have to be part of it though.
So what is the way to not get tricked to go to bed?
Well, that's where you connect to your spirit family team. Well, before you leave, you figure out where to go. So that's why so many kind of sit in that state of are they going to pass or not. So you're already trying to figure out where you're going to go. So you're already having all those discussions. Should I go here? Should I go there? Where should I go? Should you go into the light, or go to your old grandparents that are living in some far off planet, whatever it is. So you already choose that. So many, yeah, they just like to put the soul trap idea, and some do. Some that die instantly can be pulled into a soul trap. Not everybody. Yes, there's always a lot. There's billions of them actually. And they can also connect to other planets also. So connect to their inner Earth also. Of course, there are also Palladian beings that look elf-like also. So their whole world is basically an Agarthian type of reality. They don't call it that, but it's pretty much the same thing. Like tree people, things like that. And they can still look humanoid, but they're very connected to trees. Without going into too much details on that. So, well, basically, tree people that incarnate here, they're very, very connected to the tree energy, like tree elves. They feel like they are part of the tree consciousness, even part of the air that's coming in. So they can almost feel like when the earth is out of oxygen, you can say.
Do you see the dragons finally showing themselves to us again? I mean, many can already see them, interact with them, but
Most likely, they will show up in some kind of form, like smoke, or or a cloud. As for physical, possibly. It all depends on if they truly feel like they need to, they will, yes. But they work through you, so you're kind of like, if you feel like you're connected to a dragon, you're basically a dragon person. So they're talking through you. So they don't have to really show themselves, they just show it through you. That's another way of looking at it. Any questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Why do we see this, what we're all going through, what's so upsetting, all this war, all this craziness? Why are we going through this? Why can't we just not have it at all? And just have peace, tranquility? Um, can't we just skip the evil and go to the good?
Well, you came to this world to bring your good here. So this world, Gaia chose to allow everyone to come here, no matter who you are. And you say the gates were open a little bit longer than she thought. She didn't realize what she was bringing in here. Now, once they're all here, you have positive, not so positive. So going to war with each other. So obviously, humanity can sit down and have a conversation. That's not happening, but somewhat. But basically, it's a contract with the universe that Gaia has. Gaia made that, not to blame Gaia for it, but realize anybody here brings not maybe questionable people into their lives. So Gaia is kind of welcoming the challenges, and also, it doesn't really force people. Obviously, others are kind of forced to incarnate here, but in some cases, well, sometimes they need this planet. But she's learning from what's happening here, and others are learning also. Just learning is not easy.
Does she have a tipping point? So we hear the stories about Mars and how the civilizations that used to exist on Mars essentially took themselves out. Does Gaia have a tipping point where she says, no more, that's it, and she clears us out and clears off the energy and clears the planet?
No.
Or is that going to be something that we would do?
Yes, that's what you're doing right now. Yes. Like you learn more from that, from helping it move forward, than to just. Well, Mars had a contract. It like depleted everything, obviously. And so when you come here to basically, you're healing Mars, you're healing Venus, you're healing Neptune, Saturn, all those planets are connected to. So they're dealing with their problems here too. There are some Jupiter beings that feel like they know everything. They can solve all the world's problems. And then they have a lot of issues with themselves.
You're saying those Jupiter beings are here on Earth with us?
They're as incarnate as humans, yes.
Are they people that we would know or recognize?
Some are very analytical. Like they can solve like real high end math equations, but they can't do like simple human stuff. They go kind of crazy with that.
So they're good at math, like, would you say like the insectoid beings are purported to be very good with math and problem solving? Or are they insectoid beings or they're not? Are they?
Some of them can be, yes. Yeah, they can take different forms. They can also be like a liquid type of energy too. They have different type of forms.
So like would that be like an Elon Musk? Is he from Jupiter or from somewhere else?
He's a mixture of everything at this point. He's because there's so many beings that are part of his agenda, kind of programming him. So I mean, there's some good there, but there's also obviously some other things going on.
Is he positive or negative?
He's both. He does positive things and he does negative, as you can see. So he's pretty much a distraction. So
And he's being held out to be positive, is that to?
there is some positive things to do, yes, but then he'll do something else that people aren't aware of. That's not so positive.
Is he mining on Mars?
No, that's not aware of. No, but the government's are.
Okay.
He's not that powerful.
What his agenda, is it to, ultimately, is he going to help implement a timeline that does involve connecting humans with machines?
Yes, that's the problem. Yeah. A lot that's been tampered with or disconnect, but it's also because of what humans want too. It's the free will of people too. Most likely, it won't be that popular, but some people will agree to it. It'll have its like little niche, but most likely it won't go too far. So they still don't know what they're doing with it completely.
They're just gonna see how it develops.
Yes. Yeah, they are testing on humans right now. It's not going very well either. Of course, I'm not going to tell you about that. But they signed a contract waiver. Here's a bunch of money. Stay quiet. And they know that. He knows that too. Even some things he's not aware of. So
Why is it though that you can see somebody like Musk who openly speaks truthfully about the dangers of AI,
Yeah.
and then all the people who follow him and hold him in high regard and seem open to and positive toward integrating, computer chips with their brain after the developer of this very product has warned us about AI. So I don't understand that disconnect and how, there's humans, right, these beings that share the planet with us that don't see that and seem to maybe not realize the dangers or the risks involved with that and seem to be supportive of it, even though it's coming from a person that's telling us it's dangerous.
well, even the Tesla cars have a lot of AI built into it. They're basically just data mining the people that are driving it. So yeah, he's not for a certain type of AI. It's like the AI he is doing, he's comfortable with, but yes, can turn into a bigger monster. Yes, and he knows that, but he doesn't. He has no choice. You got to use some kind of technology. But yeah, he's brought more AI into computers, into cars more than anyone actually. Usually just plays the radio or something like that, or navigation. That's it. He's done a lot more to it than that. So I believe he's aware of it, but he feels like there's nothing else he could do, based on his eyes. So
Are we closer to getting the patents released that will bring out forward more healing technology
yes,
in terms of
some yes, like new crystals, ideas for crystals, things like that. Yes, new type of what minerals, how to use them. Yes.
Will we get the technology though that actually heals us, extends our lifetime, grows back limbs, grows back neurological? Will we get that in our lifetimes?
No, it's not a lot of, no, there's just a lot can be misused with that. And the elite energies just give it to themselves. And they don't even have it. No. This world is a temporary planet, temporary incarnations for now. When the vibrations of humanity shifts, eventually that will start to happen. That might be 400 or 500 years from now. So you're basically bringing that energy, building those timelines now, but seeing those timelines, but still going to be some time. I mean, people are talking about how to fly for hundreds of years, thousands of years, and it took a while. Well, obviously in your public history, of course, but it still took a while though.
Is our financial system going to have a currency crash?
No.
And you roll back digital assets?
Not yet, no. It might not even happen in your timeline. It's talked about, but it's very protected right now. Basically, they want to keep it the way it is for as long as they can. They don't see a digital currency. Not, some countries might try, but they're not getting much. Actually, they're not getting much success from that. So,
So gridization, it is not going to be successful for our new financial system?
no, not most likely not in this lifetime. If that was the case in your lifetime, you'll see it right now. You'll see it in works. They might bring out some kind of cryptocurrency possibly to some level, but we don't see it being that successful. So it still has time to grow. It has to kind of build itself. So,
What's the barrier to that being successful? Is it that, well, I'll just leave that open as a question. What's the barrier to that being successful?
well, because the old money system is still working, and yes, it's being manipulated, but many aren't ready to let go of the physical. It's a major timeline to move away from that. It'll fizzle out over time, but probably throughout your lifetime, possibly even a future lifetime here. There's really no hurry for it. I know many people feel like it won't improve things, it'll just make things worse anyway. So they're really trying to hold on to the way things are right now. Like I say, some countries will attempt it, but most likely won't be successful. And they currently
I
are.
have a question from someone wants to know what kind of person Donald Trump really is.
Sometimes a trickster being, sometimes a reptilian being kind of switches around these days. He's trying to do the right thing, but obviously he has like a wandering eye, as you can see. So he has habits he can't stop. So, and that kind of makes him who he is, but he is there to help, but sometimes he's not. So it's kind of a double-edged sword sometimes. But
Regarding the vaccine?
yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And you say with that, he got forced into it, but he kind of felt like that was the way to go. And yeah, he's not regretting it, as you can see. But that'd be kind of like, if he goes against the vaccine, it's kind of like political career would be over. If you want to get into politics, you have to kind of play the game. And the vaccine's part of it, as you probably know. Those that are against the vaccine, obviously, they don't have much of not, they don't say it publicly for obvious reasons.
Do you see Jafar and Nasara in our future?
What is this exactly?
National economic
Security.
No. 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 They're not going to do that. No. They're going to mostly take it and give it.
Debt forgiveness for everyone?
No. They'll give debt forgiveness and then they'll tax you somewhere else. Like with gas prices, they'll just get you somewhere else.
So they're not gonna stop printing money out of thin air?
No. No, but the ET is helping, assisting with that to keep things a little bit, calm here. It's not the best system, but another financial system doesn't make any sense anyway. It's not supposed to. There's like a black market for the financial system. So there's actually kind of like black money technically, or shadow money, that's printed, used, and kept secret. So basically, the government is just the elitist big piggy bank. That's all it is. It just does, just does what they want, and listen, do what we just obey, as you can see.
And that's not done on other planets though,
Some are, yes.
they do have currency on other planets?
Well, yeah, different types, yes. Even digital currencies, definitely. Not like here, though. But yeah, there's many digital currencies on many planets, yes. Some are third dimensional worlds and not as dense as yours. And a lot of those worlds don't last very long. They have a short lifespan. All depends on the reality. Of course, your Earth has been fascinating because there's so many different versions of it. It's just a fascinating planet overall. Yes, difficult, but it's very unique in the way it creates, the way it does things. Yes, it's different. It's like you're actually connecting to deep knowledge here, but you don't see it while you're here because you're dealing with life situations.
How long do you see the Federal Reserve having a purpose?
For along at least 500 more years at least. Unless the timeline shift happens.
Is the United States under partial military law?
Yes. Yeah. You see that with the police. And you see with the police aren't always thinking clearly either.
Is the Supreme Court going to overturn the 2020 election results when they have their hearing on January 6th?
No. No, they're made to cover that up. You say payoffs. No surprise.
When were the children? Were you sick children?
Some, yes. Not all. It's too hard. Some of these areas are too dangerous to save children, as you probably know. A lot of them are in Mexico. But some will be saved, yes.
Are the dams being flooded?
Some are, but there's still many that are still active.
Is Donald Trump meeting with entities in Antarctica to help the Earth be a better place?
Not in the physical. Astrally, yes, but he's kind of all over the place astrally. Even astrally, it's hard to get a hold of him because he kind of jumps around a lot. So it'd be more of an astral connection. I don't believe he had a physical. If he did, he wasn't like there mentally. Like they turned him off. But there's a possibility of that. So, but no, he would not have any memory of it. No. There's a version of him. Oh, there's a reality where that does exist.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes.